Hey, how's it going, guys? So, a lot of news today. I thought about making a video, but honestly, I was like, I just don't want to sit here and talk to myself. So I was like, I have some time. I don't have work tomorrow, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys about it live. So I am doing the Three Cantinas podcast, I guess tomorrow evening in the States, tomorrow morning for me. So in like 12 hours, I guess, I'll be on the Three Cantinas podcast. So I'll be replacing Avant because he's unavailable. So you guys can turn into that if you guys want to. If you're so inclined. A lot of news today. A lot of news today. All of it came out as I was driving to work. So I wasn't able to hey, Simon Robertson, how's it going? Wasn't able to talk about any of it until right now, pretty much. So I did want to discuss some things just because I felt like there's some things that just aren't being said. So first and foremost, like obviously we aren't getting a fleet for a very long time, and I think Ahsoka is gonna be the most expensive GL that's going to come out, and I don't even think it's close. And that's including gas. Considering gas is like without considering the price of gas, like if you consider it free, even though it's an R8, because a lot of people have Lord Vader, I still think it's going to be one of the most expensive GLs that's going to come out. Because it's depending on what they do. Because if you saw this road ahead here, let me bring it up. Honestly, not the best road ahead. Not this one. This one, no. So these aren't bad. Like Night Trooper Relic 7, and the fact that they're announcing this like 5 months early and making it a puzzle. So if you look here, it's like it's like a puzzle. What are these requirements? So the fact that they're slow rolling it and it's taking 5 months, I think they just don't want to release all the requirements in a decent amount of time because of how expensive it's going to be. And I'm not talking just relics. I'm talking about, I think Ezra is going to be a requirement. Like, just a guess. I'm not saying. They usually don't tell us things ahead of time as far as this. And I think part of it is it's going to require a conquest character and a legendary character. So it's going to require a lot of marquees like Balin Skull, probably Shin. If it requires the conquest character, Ezra. Yeah, so the fact that this is free, because this is like free, or this is not bad. Like, most people have a Relic 5. Relic 9 for snips, whatever. Free. So the fact that they let this out first, and then Night Trooper they're releasing soon, and it's going to be 5 months. So essentially you could farm this for free. You don't even have to spend money on it. But everything else, I think it's going to be crazy expensive. I don't think this is going to be cheap. I don't I think people are it's too early to say, but the fact that they announced Balin Skull, I think it's Balin Skull personally. So the fact that they're I don't even think they announced him in the road ahead. It was like released in game or something. Let me see. It was like a message in game, something like that. But he's gonna be a what do they call these in the journey guide? Where is it at? One of these. An epic confrontation. So it's gonna be an epic confrontation for Balin Skull. So I think he's gonna be required. Maul, maybe. I don't know. I could see Balin Skull being a requirement for Ahsoka. You don't think they would make Balin Skull a requirement? I don't see why they wouldn't. Oh, I messed with this. Okay. Should be locked. In the newsletter? Yeah, I don't even think it's going to be the R8s and stuff. That's going to be too prohibitive. I think a good chance Ezra is going to be required, a conquest character. So we haven't had, because the most expensive things in the game are ships. Like ships by far, Leviathan. Lord Vader was expensive for relics. And he was expensive and no one wanted him. But I could see Leviathan here. Like, because Leviathan required 2 conquest characters. And I think that's why they're slow rolling it. Because if they just give us... You think Balin's going to be required for GL Thrawn? I don't know. I think there's a reason. I think there's a pretty good chance that Balin could be required. Unless they specifically said he's not, which I doubt they would. I think there's a pretty good chance that he could be a requirement for GL Ahsoka. I don't see why not. Like, if they're going to give us this 5 months in advance, there's a reason it's 5 months in advance. And I'm not saying it's 100% Ezra and Balin Skull is going to be a requirement. But I can see them doing something like that. What ship? It's either Snips' ship or a ship that's not out yet. So it's either going to be this or a ship that isn't released. Honestly, I think if it's this, that's like extremely generous. So if they make it Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Starfighter, because I don't know, because the model on this, where is it at? Like that's the same model. So I don't know if they would do that or if they would make a galactic chase for a new ship. So I do think Galactic Republic, a Marauder or Comeuppance. Hey Pocus. I don't think it'll be Marauder or Comeuppance. Could you imagine if it's, I don't know. So they haven't announced GL Thrawn. They haven't announced GL Thrawn. And because this is for December. This is for December. So think of how much time we have from here to December. Like, where the next Conquest character is going to be for Ahsoka. I think at least it's going to be her lifter at the very least. So where would Thrawn be? I think it's way too early to be talking about Thrawn. Like, Thrawn is way out there. Because after that, we have like a GL ship. Maybe another legendary or something. I don't know. So the timing on this is weird. Because CG likes to mix things up. They're really trying to maximize like this our spending efficiency. So there's no one knows, right? Like, absolutely no one knows. Slasher. No, Ezra is confirmed. We just don't know if he's a requirement or if he's just a lifter. Because he could just be like Cat. 100% he's the next Conquest character, but he could either be a requirement or he could be the lifter. So it could be like he's the Commander Ahsoka Tano to JMK, or he's a requirement. To me, it would make most sense for CG since they announced this so far. And why would they tell us already that we're getting a Balin Skull, what do you call it? Epic confrontation and Ezra as a Conquest character way early if they weren't trying to like make us used to the fact that, hey, they're going to be involved with this. Because if they make it so that it requires an epic confrontation and a Conquest character for a new GL, like, people will be pretty upset unless they give us 5 months to digest the news and they make a puzzle to kind of like make each step of the way fun. Hey, here's this expensive new requirement that we found through a puzzle. Yay, you know, like that's what I think it is. I think it's maybe I'm wrong, but I think 100. I think Balin Skull and Ezra are going to be a requirement for GL. So, and even like it's supposed to be released in December. Ezra's third Conquest will be in December. I think it makes sense. Yeah, it really is. It really is. So right now is the most information I think I've ever had in this game, and it's like a fire hose of information straight into my mouth, into my face. It's, you know, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So I am excited for I 100%. I'll say this Nightsister stuff. I think it's just like, yeah. I think this Nightsister squad, 100%. We're not gonna, unless they build the kit like to make super. Hey DCU, unless they make kits to here. Let's go here. So unless they make kits here to specifically call out these Nightsisters, like these crap ones, who we expect to round out the team, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Am I having a hard time finding characters? Oh, 100%. So when I woke up this morning, right? I grabbed my phone. I'm like, oh, hey, TW started. You know, I don't have my glasses on or anything. I like click on it and I click on TW and I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, really, I was like, I don't know. I was so confused. I was like, what? I was like, what is this? What is this team? And what I was looking at was Geo's, like a Geo's team. And I was just like, what is that? I was like, I don't even know. I was like, I have no idea what that is. I was like, am I blind or something? I'm not blind. Like, I can see just well without my glasses. But the fact that I just like woke up, rolled out of bed, I was in bed, rolled over, grabbed my phone, and I was just like, what is this? And even like looking at everything else, I don't know what the teams are. I was looking at like CLS, I was looking at Geos, like the GLs, and legitimately I don't know who's who. Like I'm not a big fan. And I think maybe we have to get used to it. There's some things that just aren't great, right? Like there's some models, character models, that here are just not awesome. So some of them are okay, to be honest. Like things that were designed like this, like Caloran Bag, Padawan, these weren't changed, obviously. Gungans, all the new ones that were designed, perfectly fine. A Commander Ahsoka Tano, like the fact that she looks just the same as the other Ahsoka Tano is super annoying. Like Kat looks just like Ahsoka Tano Fulcrum. I think she's just like a little thicker. That's it. Like they just like scaled the model to be like a little smaller. I don't mind the first order ones, to be honest. I don't know. First order doesn't bother me. Because at least, like, this looks like shit. Like, to be completely honest, this looks not good. That looks okay. This looks good. Sith Troopers, like, whatever. This is whatever. I don't like SOKR, to be completely honest. Hux looks horrible. Like, Kylo Ren looks good. Yeah, the Wookiees, this looks like Captain Enoch right here. Captain Phasma looks like Captain Enoch. So, First Order Officer looks okay. But if you look at, like, these, Grievous is okay. Like, some of these are okay. I'm glad they didn't change Starkiller. Hera looks awful. Yeah. I'll tell you, Revans. The Revans go hard. Looking at these Revans look so good. Like, honestly, both Revans. Yeah, honestly, Chewbacca, the disrespect they did to my boy. This 100%, this piece of shit look right here, this looks 100% like AI. This is like crap AI art. I don't know who approved this disgusting, like the disrespect to Chewbacca right here. The disrespect. Darth Vader? Yeah, Darth Vader looks okay. But 100% this is like AR. But like Darth Maul, this is good. The Darth Maul, you gotta admit, this Darth Maul goes hard. Look at that. He has a little bit of like lightsaber right there. Just a little bit off the side of his face. That looks good. This looks good. I'm on the fence about Wampa. Like at first I was like, what'd they do to Wampa? But it's kind of growing on me. It looks a little surprised, you know? Like a candid camera, like someone snuck into the cave and was like, hey Wampa, and then took a picture, and then Wampa's like, you know, that's what it looks like to me. Like someone just like jumped into the cave and just like surprised Wampa and just took that picture. Yeah, Aura Singh. Yeah, she does. She's had better days. Dengar looks okay. He just looks like he got beat up. I liked Greedo. This is why I think it's like AI. Yeah, she looks like she's all methed out. IG's good. We'll talk about the we'll talk about the Datacron sets. I haven't looked at them yet. Embo looks good. Look at this guy. He looks like a scarecrow kind of. He looks like a scarecrow. I like this Boba Fett. I don't know why. I like it. It's grown on me. I'm not a big fan of the pants, but I like this. And then when he's standing there, you know, not bad. Bosk is really off-putting to me. Really off-putting. It's like he looks like a lizard to me, like a giant ass lizard. Right? Grief does not look good. I don't know. Looking at it closer, it looks a little better. Zam, Lego Boba? Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Cad Bane looks good. That looks good. Cad Bane looks pretty good though. Gotta admit. This Cad Bane goes hard. I wish when we clicked on him, it wasn't like, if they were gonna do that, why didn't they update? Because I get it. Clone Wars, is it? Yeah. So I'll tell you what, the trooper, like Jedi Training Ray does not look. I like Shock T's not bad. RT-D2's okay. BB-8's okay. General Hux is horrible. Mother Talzin looks a little clownish. Looks like a clown. Jin's better. I'll say this, Jin's a lot better. Snips, I don't mind Snips. Jedi Knight Anakin. Apparently it's pretty hard to chill. Jolie. If I have like my nice screen with high definition, it looks a lot better. Dark Trooper goes hard. Asajj is okay. This fat boy right here. This dude, I don't know. They massacred my boy here. Look at old oh man, old thick neck over here. He's been getting into the cupcakes. He's been stress eating. Thick Gunray. Look at this thick boy. Cara Dune. All in all, I don't mind it, but when you go into things like hate the new, yeah, dude looks thick. It's just when you go to this, you know, like I 100%, I was just like, what nightmare fuel is this? When I'm like trying to squint and look and see like, what is going on here? What's going on here? I was like, I don't know. Jolie aged. Yeah, same thing as Mon Mothma and Lobot. Lobot has had some better days. They like aged the dude. Where's he at? Biggs does not look good. So K2 looks good. Cholo looks okay, I guess. Rolo looks decent. Ezra does not look good. I don't know what they tried doing with him. Kanan looks good. Zeb looks the same. Lando looks better. Hera, I don't like Hera's. 100% mistakes will be made. Like Chewbacca is just like the disrespect on this man. These are so horrible on Chewbacca. Absolutely horrible. I was looking at like it kind of like, I don't know. Yeah, extort for desserts. So I was looking at, again in TW, CLS teams. And I was like, what is this? What is this? So it's interesting. But yeah, so back to Ahsoka though. I don't think the Nightsisters, where is it at? I think the Great Mother Squad, I think we're gonna make a super Nightsisters team. I don't know how they expect us to be like, hey, you guys are gonna use your crap. Like it's gonna be all crap. You're gonna take your crap team and then you're gonna make another B squad. Like I don't think so. I think we're gonna combine whatever these guys, Nightsister squad, and then we're probably gonna take out like Zombie or something, shove in this Nightsister squad, and it's gonna get like turbocharged. So that's what or we'll keep Zombie and take out, what do you call it? Or maybe we'll take out Asajj and Zombie, and we'll put in like some of these guys, either Night Trooper or Death Trooper with Nightsister squad. But I don't think the Nightsisters are the team as it is gonna be like, we don't intend to break up the Nightsister team. Like 100% it's gonna get broken up, just like they did in 3s with Tuskens. How they're like, hey, Dad Bob Boba is gonna get an Omicron and he's gonna fit in with with the other Tuscans, and then you'll have 2 Tuscans for 3s. And everyone was like, nah, like we'll just make 1 good Tuscans. Hey, Tongue Morris. So that's what I think is going to happen here. Like the 100% Nightsisters are going to be changed forever. And we're just going to make like a super Nightsister squad. Let's look at these Datacrons. Have you guys looked at it yet? So I have not had a chance of looking at this. So I do want to talk about Datacrons too. I think from what I've seen so far, this is a smart choice for CG because it makes us want to spend, and it, like anything that has a lot of variance in it, because essentially like the 1% keep the light on for CG, right? Like there's just like super whale spenders, and the variance that they're gonna have to go through to find the best of the best for these is a lot. So but the floor, right? The floor is really low and the ceiling is really high, and it's smart. It's not like good for us, but it's smart for CG because anyone can farm a couple Datacrons, and because it's no longer locked onto factions. Because think about the last Datacrons, right? Like the last Datacrons, if you farmed a Datacron and then you got a level 6 and you're like, well, I don't really have a good Galactic Republic squad, so now I'm not gonna like really go hard, or I don't have any of these factions. Like I don't really have a good Inquisitors or Gungans. Maybe my Galactic Republic's a little lackluster or whatever. So you don't go hard. And then same thing, like these level 9s, there's not a lot of them. How many is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 level 9s. So 16 level 9s and then faction locked. So what does that mean? It means the ceiling for this, it's like how many Datacrons were like a must get for us. So we had the Padme Cron, we had an SOKR Cron, Reva Cron, maybe you went with like a Nightsister Cron, maybe a First Order Cron, maybe an SOKR Cron, maybe a First Order Stormtrooper Cron, but it's not a lot, right? And it was mainly like Padme, First Order, Stormtrooper, Reva. Those were the ones that were like, these are must gets. And Gungans, of course, if you had them. Like obviously I didn't have Gungans, so I didn't get it. And then same thing for this one. It was like, okay, I had to get 2 Crons. I had to get Bane and I had to get Holdo. So what they're trying to do is make Crons that are, the floor, right, is high, because all our teams have attackers, they all have tanks, right, support, healers. So those are universal tags. So no matter what faction, if there's a good one of these, then it gives us something to find the best attacker one, tank one, whatever. So it's easy for people to be like, well, I'm gonna roll for the 6s because, you know, if I get any of these Crons and it's a good one, then it can benefit a lot of my teams. And it does give us a lot of like plug and play, a lot of theory crafting. So this is a win for theory crafters. It's a win for CG. I would say it's a loss for the majority of us, and I'll tell you why. The variants on these are going to be so ridiculous. There's so many different level 9s and abilities here that it's going to be, I think there's like 38, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38. 38 level 9. So the last one had 16. So there's 38 of them, right? So now it's going to be really hard for us to get exactly. So if once the theory crafters go out and they're like, hey, here are the must buys, like buy this, buy that, like farm this, farm that, it's gonna be a lot harder on us because there's so much variance in what we need compared to before, where before it's like, okay, you lock it to the faction, you bring it to level 9, and then you re-roll it as best you can starting from the top up, because it's you know, it like the re-rolls don't matter which level you're re-rolling. It just like continues to like double the price until it's locked on at like four times the initial cost. So like, always smarter, take it to level 9, it's the faction you want, and then you re-roll it from the top down. Now it's going to be really hard for you to get what you want. You probably something similar, you get it to land on like, okay, well, I need an attacker one, and then you look at like, okay, now there's just a lot more variance of what we may need, of what is good, just because there's a ton more level 9s, which means we have to like and a lot of these may be good, maybe not good. I don't know. Let's see. Jedi Consular. Yeah. I don't care how good this is. I will not get it. Barasafi. I don't know. So a lot of these could be very, very good. Cup. I'm glad there's like a cup one. Here, I want to read this one. So yeah, the cup one's good. I don't know where he's gonna go. In a Padme squad or a JMK squad. Maybe he'll fit into Quadme squad or something. So good for those R9 cup enjoyers. I'm sure this one's like a must farm for them. Nihilus seems good. Yeah, so that's good. So a lot of these look good. Stormtrooper Han. I don't care about that one. I'm sure this is good. Gar Saxon. Whenever Gar Saxon splits. Have you guys looked at these and seen which ones you want to farm as far as the level 9s? Wow, this Nest one. Do I think Nest? Yeah, I think Night Trooper is going to be good. So this Nest one's going to be nasty. So there's a few good solo ones here. Wampa looks good. This Nest one looks pretty good. Night Trooper. Let's look at this Night Trooper one. So 75% potency and 25 speed. Yeah, whatever. The stack of blight, they inflect themselves with another stack which can't be dispelled. Okay, I don't know how powerful that is. So it just spreads a lot of blight. This one looks good. The Night Trooper one looks good. I don't know, it looks like it gives them a lot of stacking, a lot of blight spreading, and a lot of recovery and offense. I don't know how good that is. So the Wampa ones look pretty good, to be honest, like a full Wampacron. So Not a lot of them in here I see that are just like must-haves. So Cup looks cool. I'm sure Barris is good. To be completely honest, there's not, out of all these, I don't, like, there's nothing in here, to me personally, that I'm like, I need to have this. Like, I don't have any of these. The ones I do have aren't really like a big deal to me. So out of all these level 9s, like, I just don't have any of these characters personally. I don't have a Nest. I don't have a Night Trooper. I don't care about Item Versio. So the highs are high right now, right? The highs are real high. And essentially it's like Datacron driven. I do want to look at these other abilities here. So, because maybe the level 6s are really important, because the last set, it was kind of the level 6s that really made a huge difference. So the level 6s were what really drove that last set. It wasn't the level 9s. Yeah, Daniel, that's what I was thinking. It's like the level 6s. So whenever an ally is revived on an ally healer's turn, all allies recover 100% health and protection. So that would be okay. I don't know, whenever an ally is revived on a ally, maybe, I don't know. Like this with a Daka would be really good, I guess. So whenever Daka revives someone, like 100, or is she a healer? I don't even know who's a healer, to be completely honest. I gotta like bring up the archives. Who the heck who are healers? I have no idea. Alright, not a lot. So Daka. So revives, so that one's pretty much just for like Daka or Jolie. Yeah, Ewok Elder, I guess. I don't know. This one is like, doesn't matter. Look at this little Jawa. Jedi Counselor goes hard here. So yeah, so like old Daka, Jolie, Ewok Elder for that healer one. Let's see. I just don't foresee it being, and I don't see any of these healer. Oh, all of that is one. Okay, this is all one. All right, let's look at this. I didn't realize that's the subdivides. All right, whenever a character is healed by an ally, reduce cooldowns by 1. Whenever a character is healed by an ally, they reduce cooldowns. That's good. Whenever an ally healer is critical hit, they recover 10% health and gain spent. That's good. Whenever an ally is revived, 100%, they are revived and recover. Oh, that's good. Elder. There's only so much you can polish a turd. You know what I mean? If it's a turd, it's a turd. You can polish it all you want. Still a turd. Alright, let's see the Ewok Elder stuff. Ewok Elder. At the start of each turns, they reset their cooldowns and lose 5. Turn the ability reserves can't be defeated this way. Yeah, I don't foresee that being like super powerful. I don't really understand it, but let's read that again. Let's say Ewoks. At the start of each Ewok's turn, they reset their cooldowns and lose 5% health for each turn this ability. So they just like, they pretty much reduce their cooldowns. And then he's on crack. I don't foresee that being like the most powerful. I don't think Ewoks are gonna be super strong. Alright, let's look at these level 3s. So whenever allies inflict a debuff on an enemy, they deal damage. That's whatever. Beginning of their turn, allies have a 25%. Yeah, whatever. Whenever allies use the game. Okay, so this is what you're going to want. You're going to want this buffs. So critical chance, critical damage, offense up. Yes, please. So 100%, that's the level 3s you're going to want. Or light side. Yeah, that's what I would want. This one. Critical chance, critical damage up, and offense up. Alright, dark side. The first time a tank ally is defeated, revive them with 100 health. And they gain a both turn limit once per battle. This one could be good. Speed up is good. Whenever allies use a special ability, they gain 15% turn meter. I want that. I think this one. Whenever probably dark side allies use a special ability, they gain 15% turn meter. How does that work? How does that work? Because when you're on your turn, you have like 100% turn meter, right? And at the end of the turn, it goes back down to 0. So where does this come in? Anyone understand this one? Or can you guys explain this one to me? My understanding is, like, when it's your turn, you have 100% turn meter. And then at the end of that turn, it goes back down to 0. So does that mean if you use a special ability on your turn, then you then start your next turn with like plus 15%, I'm assuming? I don't know. I think I would rather, some ones, I would probably rather have this tank one and speed up. I think I'd rather have speed up than just a 15% turn meter. Personally, I don't know. But light side, I'd want this one. Dark side, one of these three, I guess. I don't know. A Datacron. So Datacrons have been pretty difficult. What's the stats on these? They didn't tell us the stats on them, so probably the dark side tank one. Like if I had to choose one, right, I would probably choose this one. The first time a tank ally is defeated, revive them. So because that way your dark side tank would take Kersantin would take like he would get revived twice. So like he would die, revive, and then die, and then get revived with Jabba's first turn. So I think this one. So I would probably go dark side. That one, maybe. If I had to, honestly. Yeah, let's see. So do you have to like buy one of the new ones? You have to go in the Datacron store. Okay, so health, protection, defense. Oh, the defense is back. Defense is back. So JML is going to want a full protection cron. I would say you'd want health. Like as much health as you can. Maybe. I don't know where it would, how it would stack. As far as like if you went full health or full defense. I don't think I want a Gam Guard one. Let's look at the Gam Guards. Yeah. I don't think that's worth it. Probably grit. Grit is pretty strong. I don't know. So maybe. So yeah. So obviously, if you. I don't know, let's look at attacker ones too. So the attacker one's really strong for so because Bush, like this attacker one would be really strong for Bush. Whenever an attacker critically hits, they attack again, limit once per turn. Otherwise, they gain 10% defense penetration stacking. Whenever an attacker attacks out of turn, they deal bonus true damage, which can't be evaded. That's really strong because the Jabba attacks out of turn a lot. He has a lot of attackers too. So I could see this one, this level 6, the attacker one being really good. Because it's not like super important. So I could see this one too. Because here's the thing. Well, I don't know, they get buff immunity. Definitely not healer. Support, let's see. So the support one's good too. Because Jabba's going to be getting debuffs on all of them. He's going to be putting dispel tenacity up on all enemies and then reduce their tenacity 100% until the end of the turn. Whenever a support inflicts debuffs on an enemy, all allies get benefits based on their rolls. So all of these, the attacker one seems really good. I still don't think it moves the needle as far as the SOKR counter. I could see this, the attack one. So after SOKR Kron expires, so 2 months from now, and this Kron is alive, depending on like what the next Kron is, I think this attacker one could be the difference of making SOKR fail. So I could see this attacker one being really good. Just giving you the RNG to just like burn down, like if you go SOKR against Jabba and they have this attacker Kron level 6, I could see that being an issue. Like if they choose to go like all in on SOKR. Like obviously right now with SOKR Kron, yeah, with SOKR Kron, like you literally do like poke, swipe, swipe, the entire team's dead. The entire team. So no matter what, it doesn't matter. Like the revive's not going to matter. Nothing is going to matter for Jabba with SOKR, with the SOKR Kron or TIE Fighter Pilot Kron until that phases out. And once it phases out, I think this attacker one would be the way to go. This level 6. I don't think this Gam Guard one really matters. 200% defense Kron. So 200 defense, because last time you could get up to like 400% with the thick Kron. So like 60% health protection with 400, close to 500% defense. That was a big difference. 200% defense, especially right. Same thing with that defense Kron, or with the like with whatever before. I don't think so. I think if I was gonna do that, I would still want maybe like all crit damage with the with this one. I'm sorry, with the attacker one, maybe that would be the move. Like all offense, or maybe you can go like all health or whatever. I don't know, and just let the true damage do all the damage pretty much. So I could see like all health or all defense, whichever one rolled, or all protection or something, or even all crit damage. I think or even a blend. I don't know, but I think this level 6. Either way, I think that's like whale food. I'm not gonna like roll stats personally. Grit is really good. So grit takes reduced damage from percent health damage effects. Grit ruins things like you know, what do you call it? Lord Vader really helps out for those. Yeah, so lose all max protection, gain max health, and tank allies gain grit until the end of battle. So maybe this would be really good with the, what do you call it? What's that? The Wookiees. So, yeah, I could see this one, the tank one, with the Gritcron, with the Wookiees being a Tarful. I could see that one being an issue. It would be a menace, especially with the defense. A defense cron with all grit on a Tarful, I think that's going to be a good one. Do we have any Wookiees here? I don't think so. Oh, Vandor Chewbacca. Whatever Vandor, they recover 20. So, yeah. So, a Vandor Chewbacca Cron with grit. And then I don't know, revive, I guess. That's gonna be, whew. Yeah, there you go. Defense, revive. This dark side damage over time one, protection up. You would think it's gonna be really good for Lord Vader, right? You're gonna be like, oh man, that's gonna be a Lord Vader. Like, oh, Lord Vader's gonna crush. But I don't know if you guys remember this. Protection up is a buff, and protection up is a buff. And there's a guy who has something to say about that. So, do you remember this? This guy right here. So this guy has something to say about that. So be careful with that Lord Vader. If you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna take Lord Vader, throw tons of buffs on him or something, like you're gonna find a Fennec lead bounty hunters right here with some Bobalicious about that would just delete him, absolutely delete him. So yeah, for those who see that and they're like, oh, I'm gonna take that and throw that on on Lord Vader, he's gonna be invincible. Like you're gonna get a rude awakening on what that level 3 will do. So I will say this level 3, when Darkseid's allies inflict damage over time on an enemy, they gain protection up, 5% stacking. That's gonna make Wampa really, really thick. So this Wampacron is gonna be really good. So you want that level 3 for Wampa attacker. So you probably want this one. Critical hit, true damage. That's gonna be the one you want for Wampa, this top one. And then level 9, which one? So I think I would rather have the recovery, to be completely honest. Because every time you attack Wampa, you get stacks of what do you call it? What do you call it? You get dots. So 100%, I'm gonna say whenever Wampa inflicts a debuff, they recover 25% of their max health percent. So I'll say this isn't going to be the end all be all of Wampa. Wampa isn't going to be beating things that they don't normally beat. What this will do, like if you have that good level 3, you have the good level 6, and you have this one, it opens up counters like C, makes that a lot more reliable. But Wampa isn't going to go out there and still, because Wampa could still be controlled, and then it just times out, right? Like your Wampa never takes a turn, you lose. Your Wampa stays up, like, so things like that, like tenacity down. Because if Wampa was given a cleanse, like a Savage or something, where he was critically hit, then he cleanses all that tenacity down and whatever's on him, then yeah, that opens up some possibilities for Wampa. But healing immunity, buff immunity, like there's a lot of things that can stop Wampa. And then like stuns, so if they just put like a tenacity down, or they keep him ability block the whole, or her ability block the whole time, you're just, yeah, you may survive, but you won't be able to ramp and do that damage. So I think this is good, and it solidifies soft counters, but I don't think it's going to redo or like make hard counters possible. This is really annoying. So this Datacron is really good, to be honest. So revive all other, dude. All other allies recover 100% again, 100% tribute, 100% office until. So this one is a menace. Hey, Jar Jar Binks. This one right here, this Datacron is really good. So whenever Visas is defeated, if there's at least one other ally, so you're just gonna have to, we'll talk about it. So, so pretty much you just have to like kill the whole team, and then kill Visas, and then hope she doesn't, like if you use CLS or something, I don't know, or whatever, you just have to kill Visas last. Because if she dies, she revives, and everyone else gets like super juiced up. So that's a huge problem. But this is really good. This is really good. All it does is it doesn't make, hey, good afternoon. It doesn't make counters impossible. Like you can still win with CLS or something, or mirror, or whatever you're doing, right? But I would say this just, if you're on offense or something, this can help you with RNG if you're gonna lose, or like if you play it wrong if they're on defense. Yeah, so you want to talk about the caveman? Let's talk about Sidious. Let's talk about it. You talking about this? So like I get it. His head is like over here, right? So his head is like sloped. It just doesn't look very good. Yeah, it looks like he's like, if this is like a wall and this is him, right? Like it looked like he hit it like this. Like he was like, ah, and then like he just got like smashed like that or something. See, like this angle. But the angle to like hit your head at that, where it's like flat there, is really awkward. To tell you the truth, I really don't like it. It makes me want to like look under like this at him. From behind it looks fine. but yeah, it's not good. Like, the eyes are cool. Really nice eye effects. I don't know how I feel about, like, this portion right here. But 100% this needs to be fixed. Lightsabers are okay. Alright, let's look at the level 6 for Visas. She's a healer, right? I personally never invested in her. Maul looks nice. Look at that. I'll say the Mauls and Darth Maul looks good. Yeah, so healer. So yeah, so the Visas Marcron is going to be very good, I think. I wonder if the level 3s matter on which ones you can get. So if you get like a dark side. Alright, Frankto. Take care. So I wonder if you get the dark side. Anyone know? Alright. So does the level 1 dark side, light side affect the level 9? So if I get like a... I guess it would have to, right? So I would have to get like a light side, level 3, get a healer, and then I can get a Visas Mar. So for that light side... Because the light side one isn't as good for Starkiller. Because the level 3s for light side aren't like super great. So that's one thing that kind of sucks. Because if you can get like a dark side for Starkiller, like the... Where's it at? No. Like, I really like this one, the basic crit chance up, crit damage offense. I want that for CLS. A lot of characters, a lot of teams. Radis, Adrad, this light side one. Oh, yes. The big fatty alt damage that I would do. So the theory crafting on these are really good. Because I would want the level 3 for Adrad. Honestly, what is Adrad? Support? Attacker? So I think this would be good. An attacker for them. So I'm pretty sure they're like mostly attackers, right? Oh, he's support. Attacker. Support. Attacker. Tank. Let's see what good cron we can think of for Adrad. So that's the thing about these. There's so many different ways that you can go. I think I still would use thick cron predominantly. But once thick cron is gone, there's a lot of variance here of what would be good. So level 6, support. So this one would be good. So you're putting buff immunity every time you grant a buff, which is a lot of time. You buff immunity. So I would do this one. Ability block is good. This ability block one is good. So the problem is, because I would love to get that on bounty hunters, but the problem with bounty hunters is they're all this. So you would get, I would the attack one. I think I want a bunch of these attacker ones, to be honest. For Adrad, I would want a, and this is why I was saying like the floor is so low, right? So low, not like Han. But like is incredibly low. but the ceiling is incredibly high because there's a lot of ways where you're gonna want, for every single team, you're gonna want like, okay, I want this level 3 and I want this level 6 and I want this level 9. Sometimes the level 9s won't matter, but the level 7 and 8s will, because all those stats are good. So because they're all like survivability or damage, they're all good. So you're gonna want at least level 8s, and then, you know, take it to level 9 so that you can re-roll. So yeah. So all these are so good, right? They're literally all good. All the Datacrons here. A lot of them. Not every level 9 is good, but all the stats are good. The special damage, physical damage, nah, you know, it's whatever. I wouldn't want those. Crit damage seems good. Or probably survivability, honestly, is what I would mainly want. But the level 3s, the level 6s, this is really smart. And this is what, like, man, can you imagine? I guarantee you someone out there is going to roll a defense cron with grit and take it for Tarful. That's going to be a really nasty team. But yeah, I don't know. Good sets overall. But TLDR, I do think GL Ahsoka Tano is going to be incredibly expensive. I think these Datacron sets have a really low floor, extremely high ceiling. Like, I think they're going to make a ton of money off these Datacrons, and like the top, you know, 500, it's going to be absolutely nuts with what they do with them, because they're going to like farm very specific Datacrons, and they're going to have to re-roll them a lot and make a lot of money off that. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely nuts. For the casual players, probably not that big of a deal, to be honest. I don't foresee like Kyber 2 getting ruined by them. There's nothing here that's like incredibly difficult, or I don't see anything like, even the Star Killer Visas Mar one, like the level 3 isn't that great for Star Killer, and it's very easy on how to beat it. You just don't kill Visas Mar last, and if she revives one person, you kill that one person who revived, and then again you like kill her last. So I don't foresee this being a problem whatsoever, personally. But I can see a lot of theory crafting. The Wampacron looks really good. So things that people would probably want, I would say Wampacron, Visascron. Here, let's go back into this. So you'll probably want an Adradcron, to be completely honest. So you'll want a cron for Adrad, because I do think that would be really good for him. There's a lot of, you would want a cron for like almost everything. But if you have like Vandor, you're going to want a Tarful cron for Vandor, this team. You're going to want a Wampa cron, you're going to want a Visas cron, you're going to want an Emphas cron. Gareth Saxon with Maul, you're probably going to want that. A Cup, if you have Cup, if you're just if you're a meme enjoyer, you know, you better believe those R9 Cup enjoyers, they're gonna spend some fat stacks getting their Cup cron. The Beam Ren. So this is pretty wild too. Like a bonus turn for, like, this is you're gonna want this 100%. So the crit damage. So this one for Phoenix Cron is gonna be disgusting. Sabine Wren's an attacker, right? Can you imagine how disgusting this Phoenix Cron is gonna be? So look, light side, you're going to have this one. So whenever a light side uses a basic ability, crit chance up, critical damage up, offense up, 100%, right? So she's an attacker. So you're going to want, whenever an attacker critically hits, they attack again. So not only do they attack a lot, they're going to attack again. They're going to gain defense, penetration, stacking. They take a ton of turns. They do a lot of crit damage. So they're just going to destroy them. And then whenever an attacker attacks out of turn, which is all of them, or a lot of them, they deal bonus true damage. So you're going to want that level, this one, right? And then this character, level 9, for Sabine right here, whenever an enemy takes a turn, Sabine Wren takes a bonus turn, so dealing 100% more damage. So not only every time the enemy finally gets a turn, if they do get one, then Sabine just like takes their turn. So absolutely disgusting Kron. This Phoenix Kron, oh man, absolutely just, I don't know what they're going to take out with this, but it's gonna be disgusting. Phoenix, so yeah, you're gonna want a Phoenix Kron, absolutely. So Visas Kron, Vandor Kron, Phoenix Kron. You'll probably want a Nihilus Kron if you have Nihilus. Yeah, so you'll want a Nihilus Kron. This one looks pretty good. What is Nihilus? Is he an attacker or support? I don't even know. So the amount of Krons you're going to want is crazy. You're going to want a boss Kron. Probably this one, whenever boss uses a basic ability. As I'm saying, there's like tons. Just for the level 6s, but just for the level 9s too. There's so many good Krons here. What about Trip Zero? Yeah. Trip Zero, this looks good. He's an attacker, so I don't know how much natural tenacity he has. I would probably go with, I don't know if this one would be good. Damage immunity, 25% turn meter, blind, and protection up, retribution and speed up. This one looks really good. Yeah, so Nihilus with support. So this one, first one, obviously. So that one would be good. Helps with health. So Nihilus would be good. Support. There's a lot of ways you can do the Nihilus Kron. I don't know which one's better. I could see speed up being good. I could see a dark side tank being good. Like imagine having to get through Savage twice. Trip Zero would be good. There's so many possibilities here. There's so many. This is what I'm saying. Like everyone can benefit from these Krons, but the amount of just absolute like banger teams that you can do. Whenever young Han Solo gains retribution, he also gains 10% health steal, speed. This one, man. Young Han Solo is really good if you have him invested. So I could see this one being absolutely cracked. If you have like a Glurmit, like if Glurmit's young Han Solo had this level 9 plus 5 damage per relic ample, because he ramps damage. Could you imagine how strong that would be if you have like a Relic 9 young Han Solo with other accompaniment of strong people? I don't know about this. Like, this one could be really strong. Which can't be dispelled until she is defeated. Whenever a non is defeated, she gains taunt, which can't be dispelled until she is defeated. So I could see this one being really annoying, right? Because she's just going to keep getting taunt, and then you're going to have to keep, like, killing her. And then by the time you kill her and try to kill something else, she's going to have her taunt back up. I don't think this will change the ad rad counter, so because you could just, if you're ad rad, you can just like keep going all in on Iden until you have the buff, and then you just like ult them and they all die. So this one is really annoying, and I think it could help you cheese things on offense, but on defense, this would counter, or this would take out like the Wampa counter. So 100%, I would say like this would maybe, but then again, Wampa is if you have the goated counter too, you know, like if you go Wampacron against Idancron. But I think that Idancron could be really annoying as well. And especially, I think she's an attacker, right? So, yeah, something to think about. So all these, TLDR, are pretty cracked out. And I do think this is going to make CG a lot of money. Because I could see end game players, like end game players, the 1% who spend a ton of money, they're gonna drop some fat stacks. Get like, this is good too. Barriscron. Look at this. Whenever Barris uses a special ability, all Jedi allies gain 15% max protection stacks matched for the rest of the counter. This is good. This is really good. Imagine this with a JML. Like you get a full, can you imagine? Like you get someone who gets all protection, like full protection stats, because you can get protection with a Barris Offie with JML. That's going to be really good with the healer Kron. Ooh, with the basic Kron. Oh man, like all these possibilities, like every single one of these is ridiculous pretty much. Like I could see all these. Reflective damage. I don't know, this could be good maybe. Because pretty much this could be deadly. Because a lot of times, like if you try to Wampa this and you have the Swordicron, maybe Wampa kills herself. You know what I mean? So you have this with Swordy, because Wampa's dealing like 150k damage, and you're reflecting like 60k damage back to them or something, 50k, 40k, 30k, whatever it is. Like Wampa will kill themselves. So, you know, this could be, like I said, all these could be really good. Stormtrooper Han. Yeah, so this is good for Son of Staros. I don't know how game changing it is. Yeah, but yeah, I guess. I don't think this is gonna be like goated. Out of all of these things that are viable, I don't know if like Stormtrooper Han is gonna be the number one. But if you have like full protection Kron with like a Stormtrooper Han, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, it's viable. Sana, you use Stormtrooper Han for Sana, so like if I had a Sana Staros and a good Stormtrooper Han Kron, yeah, I would throw it on defense. Why not? See how it does. So I'm really interested to see. I honestly, I think the other content creators that are higher up there, like Scribe and Calvin Awesome and like Arnold is a big one. So that seeing what they're gonna go against with all these is gonna be really interesting, because it's gonna be level Relic 5. you have upgrading tunes for crons. I don't know. That's why I was saying, like, this is really smart on CG. Really smart. These because I made a video about how the last what do you call it? The last Datacrons really opened up people to Datacrons. Like everyone, since the SOKR crons came out and the Ray crons, like people aren't complaining as much about Datacrons. They're not like, oh, I hate Datacrons. Datacrons are the worst. They're just like, I need to farm these Datacrons. I need to get, and it's because they were so approachable to get the level, to get a Ray cron or a Holdo cron or an SOKR cron. Really approachable. It honestly isn't that hard on the older Datacrons. These are a lot harder because there's so much variance. So now you have four different level 6s, so 2 and 2, right? Or yeah, so 2 here. So you can go light and dark, right? Regardless of what you get. And so out of the light and dark, you have these 4. So that gives you 8 selections here. So you can go light and all light support, tank, healer, attacker, or dark support, tank, healer, attacker. And then those all have these level 9s, like fractured throughout them. So that's 38. So the variance now is like absolutely huge and a lot harder to get what you want. Where before there was only like 16 level 9s. And honestly, if you rolled like 1 or 2 crons in the faction that you wanted and you re-rolled it a few times, because you like, it wasn't that hard to get what you needed, unless you had like really bad luck. But now, there's so many different, like, and these crons are like very specific, like, oh, you want this level 3 with this level 6 with this level 9, and that's how you get like the ideal cron for you know, this team or this specific team. And there's so many of these types of crons that, you know, for like 3s or 5s or whatever, pretty much at this point, with how much survivability these crons have and like potential for like off meta teams or counters or how they elevate, like there's going to be a lot of people here that are going to want to invest in these. So honestly, this is, I don't like personally think this is good for players like me who can't like engage super hard in them. But this is a win for Mega Whales. I would say it's a loss for players like Arnold, like dudes who are like way up there, have everything, and they don't go hard on Datacrons. They just like soft farm them with Conquest. Players like that will struggle. Like maybe he'll get a few of these, but he's gonna go against like Mega Whales that have like everything, like all I guarantee you he's gonna run into like a JML with, or they'll maybe use it on offense or something with Barris Offie, with JML, with this protection stacking, with all like, I don't know what the max stats you can get for protection, but like all rolled into protection with like perfect level 6s and level 3s, and just stuff like that. Like he's just gonna roll into, you know, like teams that just have like ridiculous stuff on there. So yeah, it's gonna be a rough ride for a lot of us, but you know, really good for CG, because some people are about to drop some mad money on this. So really interesting overall. They're getting smarter. It's gonna be dangerous. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. I talked about Ahsoka, how it's gonna be the most expensive GL coming forward. I do think, you can quote me, I do think I do think it's gonna have a what are they called? That's not a very good quote. All right, so I do think it's going to have an epic confrontation and a conquest character as the requirements for GL Ahsoka. And I think that's why they're giving us 5 months notice of like, hey, here's some things that may or may not be a requirement. And I think it's going to be Bale and Skull and Ezra are going to be requirements, and it's going to be ridiculous. So, you know, man, this is a really nice picture for Darth. I'm telling you, the Revans look really nice, in my opinion. HK-47 looks good too. Bastila Shan is a fail. Like, she looks like some old barmaid. Look at that. This looks horrible. It does not look good. So yeah, unless anyone else has a... Oh, the new assault battle. I was about to ask if you guys have any questions. Yeah, the new assault battle, 100%. The heavy investment, I plan on R9ing them personally. And just think of it this way. I plan to play this game until the lights run out. So you can R9 something or you can farm something, but is it going to give you resources every month? So that assault battle will give you resources every month. It's going to give you R9 material, R8 material, credits. So the difference from R7 to R9 is like another credit heist every month. So every month, every time we get a credit heist, it's about like 5 million credits. So taking them from 2 characters from R7 to R9 will be the difference of getting another credit heist a month, plus 100 crystals, plus free droid brains, or I forgot what the other one was. I don't know if it was specifically if they gave you impulse detectors or if it was like arrow magnifiers. I think it's probably droid brains and arrow magnifiers, but it gives you 5 of them every month. So 100%, I think over the 13 times you can do an assault battle a year, it's gonna be worth farming them to R9. So the problem with, and it's extremely generous as far as what they did for the shards too, because right now the, where they at? Padawan Obi-Wan is a cantina farm, only 10. So this is going to be really fast to farm up Padawan Obi-Wan Kenobi. The harder part is, I think Master Qui-Gon's probably going to be on a hard node. So once he's available, you're going to have to farm him. I'm probably going to triple farm this guy. So I'll farm him 3 times. So I'll refresh the node 2 times. So I'll do a 75 refresh and a 50 refresh, regardless if it's fleet or hard nodes. It doesn't matter to me. I'll probably, if it's a hard node, as far as like normal energy, I will probably take out like Trip 0 and BT1 out of my farming pathway, and I'll continue to farm the Gungans and the Mandalore, Bo-Katan Mandalore, and then I'll farm Master Qui-Gon in like month and a half, 2-ish months, finish them up. And then once I get close to once I finish JMK, I'll go all in on Padawan Obi-Wan. Once I have, I think I'm gonna go Padme R5, Cat R7, JMK R7, and then this will be the team I'll use. So once I have this, I'm gonna go all in on this team right here. So Queen Amidala, Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Quan, and 100% I think it's still worth it. We have until December. Like you got to remember, this GL Ahsoka is coming in December. So even if I really wanted to, I think I could still do this, like Queen Amidala, Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, JMK Cat, and then I could like start farming towards GL Ahsoka. If anything, I would probably like cut out Gungans if I really wanted to go for Ahsoka as fast as possible, but you know, we would have to see. But 100%, I think assault battles, and I tell you guys, like farm big farms and then weave in assault battles, and I still think Padawan Obi-Wan Master Qui-Gon, even with the GL Ahsoka, is worth it. Like, we aren't going to get a new fleet until 2025. Like, that's already decided. I'm saying it right now. 2024, we are not getting a GL fleet. We're not. Like, we have an epic confrontation. We have our new conquest characters. So I think the next conquest character after Ezra will be a ship, and that ship will dictate what our next fleet is. And if it's not a ship, it's probably going to be some random stuff, and then the one after that. So I do think either first quarter or second quarter 2025 is when we get our new GL ship. But I don't think it's coming anytime soon. No, I don't think so, Ren2G. I don't like right now, I think GL Ahsoka will probably be the premium character for the next raid, but we're still 8-9 months away from that. Like, the raid just started, right? Like, this raid cycle just started. I do think it's worth going for this team, the Quadmate team, for the raid. If you want to, you can go for Gungans. I'm still gonna farm them for right now. I'll get their shards up and running, and then I'll make a decision when I'm at this point, depending on how long it takes me to get through this. On if the raid is gonna end soon, maybe I'll skip Gungans and just go for like Leia, and then start going for like Rote, as far as, because this is Rote right here, Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Bo-Katan, so I can start earning those events for my guild, and I can get Kyrotex, because I still believe in farming for resources first. Like, believe it or not, like JMK was a passion project, but these are assault battles. These are for the guild. I just need Zori. I need more teams, so I'm just gonna farm Zori real quick. So I'm trying to finish my farms as far as like some good teams, and Zori's a good team. Gungans for the guild raid, and then Leia because I need to farm the GLs because I only have 4 right now. This would be my 6th, and then Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. And I think by the time Ahsoka comes out, I'm hoping to be like right here, and I'll fit in Ahsoka before Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Nufus and Bo-Katan is where I'll think I'll fit her in probably. But like, if I don't think right now, I don't see a reason to go like all in on Ahsoka personally. Like, maybe and there's no rush, right? Like, if you miss out and they come out with this new thing where they're like, hey, GL Ahsoka's just like Jabba, and it busts through a bottleneck for us. So if Ahsoka is like the Smuggler's Run 2 for, you know, Kyratech or something, you know, Omicrons, then at that point you just go all in on her, and then you'll be like a few months behind, 3-4 months or something, but at that point it doesn't matter like that. And that's how I feel about these things. Like, hey, I missed the boat on Leia, like, it doesn't matter. I was able to get like close to 7 mil participation in my raid, and that was fine. Like, I'm going to try to get whatever participation I can get with these, and that'll probably be fine. And then maybe at the end, I think Gungans are just a good team, so I still want Gungans, because I think they're going to be, because they're a specific team, and I think they'll still be included in a lot of things, and I just want them for defense too. I think they're worth having. So like, I don't want to miss the train on Gungans, because I don't want it to be like Tuskens, where if it was like, hey, if you didn't farm Tuskens for the crate, you just never have Tuskens. Like, Tuskens are a good team. I would love to have Tuskens, and that's why I think I may like do this if I have the stars available just for the raid, and then that way it's available, or it makes sense. I get the payback because I get raid currency, and then I'll do this stuff. So it's looking like this because I think I could finish these stars by the time I finish these, because this is like, I don't know, by next month I should be finished this, and then the month after this, and then this probably is what I would have to guess. Because I have all the Kyrotex and everything I need for this right now. But I don't know, like we'll see. Right now I'm just farming like left side pieces, and I'm pretty close to relicking up her. Yeah, so I need, you know, 12 more med packs, and which I could get tomorrow, you know. Like, I honestly could probably get it right now if I really wanted to just buy them. But that's all I need for her, and then I have all the pieces, the right side pieces. I just need, I need 120 of these. I think I need 40, so 80, 60. So I need 60 more Nubian scanners, but I'm buying those. And then, like, I don't need any of these. So 12 and 60 is what I need to finish these farms. And then I have to farm everything for Padme, which is not a big deal for me. I may skip Padme, honestly, but I haven't decided yet. I think I'll probably relic her just because I have her Datacron. And then she could still make a decent defensive team if I throw Mace with her, like on the back wall or something. And I just need like some defense teams, to be honest. Hey, Caleb Cook. On my streaming schedule, so it's a little difficult because I live in Japan. So I'm right now, because you're probably in the US, you probably just woke up. Right now it's a little later than I normally would stream, and that's probably why you're able to catch me, because I normally stream a Japanese Standard Time. I start around like 7-ish Japanese Standard Time, and then I finish around like 9-ish, 9:30, maybe 10. And then the only time I really stream US time zone is Saturday evenings in the US. So I stream Japanese Standard Time in the morning, and then I'll so that's why my time zone is a little weird, is because I live in Japan, so I stream in the evenings in Japan. So usually I finish an hour or so before this. Yeah, so usually when you're waking up, I should be finishing my stream, or like in the middle of it. So if you wake up, chances are I'm probably streaming a good amount of times, as far as like GAC and other stuff. So a lot of my viewers are East Coast, and they just like watch in the morning as they're getting ready. So I'm like the morning streamer, you know, like wake up, grab a cup of coffee, and hang out with Captain Amazing. So yeah. So I have seen there are a lot of bugs for the raid. I personally haven't had to do the raid because we're finishing up our raid right now. Yeah, Discord. Yeah, so you can ask me questions anytime on Discord. I'm on Discord unless I'm sleeping. I'm on Discord all the time. So yeah, but you could I do I know a lot of people like live, but you can see my stuff, because a lot of times YouTube does not push live videos the same way that they push normal videos. So I'll create a video and post it and everything, and it'll be like shown a lot more if it's a pre-recorded video than if I create a live video. It doesn't get pushed as much, and I think part of it is people just don't want to watch live videos unless they're live. Like, not a lot of people watch VODs of live stuff, because the whole point of it is, well, because they're long, right? Like it's absolutely longer than a normal video, so it's not as concise. So the information is like stretched out, and I'm sitting here talking to you guys, and you guys want to interact, but if it's a VOD, you can't. So I totally understand the differences, but like, yeah, you could always watch my VODs. My GAC streams are usually pretty concise. They're an hour and a half usually at most. Just because honestly, because I'm usually tired. Like, it's, you know, I like worked out, lived my life, and then I come in at the end of the day and try to do my GAC stuff. So, I do want to show you my opponent. Very strange account. Very strange account. It's definitely, because if you look at the GP, right? You look at the GP of this dude, 8.7 million, and I'm 9.2. So you're like, oh, Captain Amazing, you got this in the bag. Like, and I would normally say, yeah, bro, I do. But this guy, if you look, he's been playing since almost the start of the game. He's been playing for 7 years. This guy has all the GLs. He has 4 more GLs than I do. He has like all the things, a lot of the things. But if you notice things that he's missing, he just doesn't engage in ships. That's it. This guy, it's not no fluff. He has no ships. Like, look at this. Like, TIE Defender 4 stars, pilotless ships. He has no GL ships. So he doesn't have Leviathan. He doesn't have Profundity. He doesn't have Executor. Like, this guy just has... You have only get Twitch notifications, never YouTube. Are you in my Discord? So I'll say this. So my Discord, if you come here and you join it, the slice of Utagunga, I do push out whenever I create these streams. I have my Captain Amazing notifications. So if you go to channels and roles, you have to sign up. So you click this button here in channels and roles, and then it'll show you whenever I create a video. Here, I'll show you here because I have my old one. So usually I'll take this, I'll just go over here. I'll go at Captain Amazing notifications. I'll do this. Then who was this roster review for? It was for this guy. Anditesh Ordo, who's a content creator actually. So, and then I'll go Anditesh. So if I give you a roster review, let's disable that. If I give you a roster review, and then there you go. So if you have my notifications right now, you would have got notified that, hey, I just posted a video. Yeah, so I always flew full clear. Like it's been a long time since I didn't full clear. One time when I was on when I was deployed, I kept dropping battles because like my connection sucked, so I couldn't get through it. Because once you start like dropping battles, it's a cascading effect of you just don't have the counters. But I'm really not worried about this guy. Even if he threw all 8 GLs on defense, I would do my best. And I think if I cleared at least like 3 zones pretty confidently, because he can't clear like 2 of my ships. So honestly, I should probably do that. But yeah, but if you go to my roles here, sometimes I do check too. I'm watching you guys. I'm watching. So I'll be talking to someone and I'll be like, oh, is this guy even watch me? I'll be like, oh no, he doesn't. He doesn't even get my notifications. How rude, right? But that's how you get my notifications. So I always post it here whenever I do YouTube stuff. So I don't do Twitch ones. So I have this. I don't do, because if I post on YouTube, like, hey, I'm doing on YouTube, it's the same thing. And Twitch, like if you have the Twitch app, you can just also, if you on YouTube, there's like the notification bell thing. I don't know where it's at. Somewhere. So yeah, if you follow on Twitch, it'll give you a notification. On YouTube, there's like a bell, like this notifications. So see, like Dink Ideals, I get notified whenever, or Stero, or you know, Mr. Sandflies, Aldi himself, Alduus. Whenever they do stuff, then it gives me a notification, and then I can come here and like watch these dudes do their thing. So yeah, so if you, it's like if you hit, where is it at? There's like a little bell or something. YouTube session. Yeah, see all this one? So all personalized, whatever. So if you hit this notification bell, then it'll tell you when you can do it. So if you don't want notifications from me because I'm like annoying, then you just, but you still want to support me because I'm an awesome guy, then you can put like, hey, don't notify me about this dude. Or if you can be like, hey, send me what you think I would like YouTube. Or you can be like, send me everything this guy publishes. So that's another way too. Executor Profundity. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do. Personally, yeah, look at this dude. Look at this Chad. Absolute Chad. But I'm still, I don't know, until I know exactly what GL Ahsoka is needed for and exactly what the cost, I'm not going to go hard on her. I may soft farm her because we have the, like, I have all these crystals. I know for a fact now that the GL, because I'm saving these crystals mostly for the GL ship, because fleet currency is very important to me. So you gotta get your fleet battles in. Yeah, this guy is the anti-me. So honestly, if he's not really the anti-me. The anti-me are players that set a really strong defense and they take all their ships on offense. So they set like a super hard ground defense and then they take all these all their GL ships on offense, and those guys beat me handedly. Like those guys who use that strategy, whew, like they beat me with like ridiculous scores, like absolutely ridiculous, because they full clear my bottom like super clean, and then they go through ships also super clean because they're doing like a Leviathan mirrors. The best place to learn ship counters, honestly, where I learned them at first was like watching other content creators, like see what they do for their stuff. And then hey DIGGER, how's it going, dude? So I do that, and then Bit Dynasty. So Bit Dynasty is also a really good proof source of exactly how to learn at least the basics. So Leviathan, I didn't use any of his stuff to learn. I just learned that because I do the fights every day. The Scythe counter I learned just by playing, I guess, and then watching other, because it's really simple. It's the same thing every time practically. So that was really easy to learn. But to learn exactly the counters that you need for Executor Profundity, I just kind of like figured out. Like really, I was just like, I don't know, let me just let me just like click some buttons. And Profundity was really easy to learn. So I did drop a Profundity battle this for TW. I was like this. I had my ult, but they ulted first. But I'm a 5-star Profundity against a 7-star Executor, and the only reason was when my opening turn, right, I used the ability to pull Xanadu Blood out of stealth, and then I used the middle ability button for the Outrider to do his like 10 hits or 5 hits. This one 5 times. So I used concealed concussion missiles, and it whiffed. Like it just completely missed. And I was like, and I got no assist. And I was like, oh my God. Do you know how like what that position it puts you in when you get no assist and the first concussion missiles just like completely whiff? Luckily I killed all the sides and everything, and I just got, I had to clean it up, but man, that was horrible RNG, just completely whiffed. Yeah, it was like, oh, I should have used the emergency repairs. Honestly, you're supposed to use this, but when it just like completely dodged, a raw dodged, oh man, I was like, oh, I always have the worst luck in TW. I don't know why. Like GAC, everything goes well. You know, like I'm like yeah, whatever, it all plays out fine. But TW, I always have the worst luck. Man, I'm starting to get a lot of ship credits. I do spend them on mods. I really do. But as you can see, there's not always good mods to buy here. Like the mods that you can buy are usually... Hey, Sasha. So, Sacha, it depends because it depends on your income. Like, everyone's a little different. It took me a month to finish my Inquisitors, but I had 2,000 Kyrotech saved because I went Jabba into JML into Inquisitors because I do think you should have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships. So I had 4 GLs, 2 GL ships. In the time it took me to finish the relic materials because my bottleneck is signal data, and you can see here for JMK, like my bottleneck is signal data. Like I have everything I need for this. Here, I have everything I need. I have all the relic material, everything I need. I have the relic material if I wanted to build up those 2 R9s. Everything. I have everything I could need. But signal data. So my bottleneck is signal data. And that's what's keeping me, and that's what held me back for Jabba. It's what held me back for JML. It just holds me back for all these. So I have everything I need except for that signal data. So in the meantime, I was able to farm like 2,000 Kyrotech. And I remember you guys were like, why do you have so much Kyrotech? And I was like, hey, it may look like I have a lot of Kyrotech, but I'm still in the hole because my next farm is Inquisitors. So yeah, so and I got Third Sister at the same time. So it wasn't like, oh, I have 2,000 Kyrotech and then I have to spend another 500 for GI once I have them at all relics enough to beat the mission. It was like immediately I had to spend 3,200 Kyrotechs, and I did it in a month. So with my income and how much I saved, it took me a month to finish 3,200 Kyrotech. Will it take you, how long does it take you to farm 3,200 Kyrotech? Or if you're not getting Third Sister, or you're just getting a Grand Inquisitor, then it's 2,500 Kyrotech. So how long does it take you to farm 2,500 Kyrotech? And that's the number. I don't have an answer for you. Because, hey Baroness, because it just depends on what your income is. Like, I promise you, my income and your income is completely different. Like, how many assault battles do you have? How many, like, do you have all the assault battles done at CT1? That is a factor. How much do you farm shards compared to just Kyrotech farming? Are you doing your 3 refreshes? Are you doing 100 refreshes? What kind of stars are you getting in TB? Are you doing only rote? Are you spending? Have you finished your get 2 farms? Are you spending your get 2 and get 3 on Kyrotech? Are you spending it on something else? Are you farming Kiadi Mundi? Are you farming the ships, the Malevolence or the Negotiator? All these things I don't know, so I can't tell you, oh, it's going to take you this amount of time. Because if you have, like, it took me like a month and a half to farm Jabba, you know, but if you farm it yourself straight up, then it could take you, you know, like a new player could take you 8-9 months, a year. So because the difference of our income is huge, so I don't know what your income is, because I saved, and then my income by the time they were my main farm, because like I try to explain this to you guys, but when you guys do your farms, I don't know if I made a video specifically for this one, but you have to choose your farms based on what bottlenecks you're hitting, and then to do them that way. Because when I was farming for Jabba and JML, I knew Kyrotech wasn't my bottleneck, it was signal data. So I was able to save up a ton of Kyrotech, and then I went into a Kyrotech heavy farm and just blew it out of the water. And the signal data for all R7s isn't crazy, so I finished that really easy, and then I jumped onto my next big farm. So yeah, it's a difficult question to answer, because I don't have all the information for you of what it would take. But yeah, 3 months alone for shard farming. Yeah, I guess if you don't accelerate them. I will say this, if you don't have 4 GLs and 2 GL ships, then it's not a good time to farm assault battles. And if you don't have all the other assault battles at like CT3 for Rebels, CT3 for Jedi, CT3 for Sith or First Order, CT3 or CT1 for Nightsisters, the CT3 for both the Troopers one, then it's not a good time to farm Inquisitors. And if you have to change your guild, you have to change your guild. But it could be extremely, because Grand Inquisitor is not a good payoff, right? Like if you farm Inquisitors, just Inquisitors, and your guild, you aren't close to Riva, if you're not close to the Scythe, if maybe you have only the TIE Interceptor, like it's not a good payoff. Like TIE Interceptor has, I would say 70% functionality without the without needing anyone else, or with a low gear, like a low gear one. Yeah, they do push it way too early. And I've seen guilds that are like, we're pushing for Riva, and then they don't even have the accessibility to Riva's node. They don't even have the platoons. Like, you guys should be farming platoons. Like, honestly, you guys want to push Rote, get platoons farmed until you can like comfortably get up to like finishing Riva. And then once you guys can safely get to phase 3 and platoon all that, you guys can do it, but it's still not a good investment right away. And I do think guilds push for it way too early. And honestly, the second you farm Inquisitors, you could just join a better guild. So I understand wanting to do that, but unless your guild was like super great, like they're just punching way above, because don't get me wrong, like my guild, I joined them when we were like 380, a little above 380, and I left like almost a 400, something like 450 or something million guild to do it. But these guys were doing better in everything. Territory wars, they had better stars in Rote, they get like a decent raid box and everything. They were just like a really good guild. So I went with these guild. With this guild. So like you don't have to do what your guild wants to do. And honestly, like if I was in a guild and they were like, everyone is gonna farm Riva, and I felt like I wasn't ready for Riva, and it wasn't like if it was a fantastic guild and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna stay in this guild forever because they're like the bee's knees and they're everything I'm looking for, then hey, maybe bite that bullet. But I don't know. So Jedi Knight Cal Kestis and Bo incomes. So everyone goes Riva, then Jedi Knight Cal Kestis, and then Bo-Katan as their guild priorities. So my guild is still on the Jedi Knight Cal Kestis. Hey Dank Ideals, how's it going? I was just talking about your YouTube. I brought it up and everything. Brought up your channel. Advertised for you, dude. Did the Dank Ideals advertisement. No prompting necessary. Just straight up advertised you for no reason. Pretty crazy, right? So yeah, so I just tread carefully, because it's really, I hate when I see this, when a lot of times I look at players, right? And I'm like, they farm something crazy expensive, like a Lord Vader or something, and then they go into Inquisitors or something like that. And it's just like, bro, you've been playing for as much time as I do, but you have like 4 million GP. I'm doing well. So all I'm saying is, I build my account for income. Like, you should build your account on getting more things, and then once you have the things that give you resources, then farm whatever you want. Like, that's why I was finally in a position to farm whatever I wanted. So I started farming JMK. So, and once I finish JMK, I have to go back to the Salt Battle grinds and finish off these two bros. So and then Jedi Cal Kestis or whatever, you know, whatever is new. But you need to farm your assault battles. You need to get like decent guild participation for what is appropriate for your guild, and then like farming whatever it is that you're interested in, like Lightspeed bundles, Jabba, JML, Solid for mods. And then how long have I been playing? My account's like 2.5 years old. So I say like 2.5 years. Like I took a huge break. So I have, if you look at my assault battles played, it's like at 2.5 years I've been playing the game. So yeah, 11,500 galactic war battles. That's about 2.5 years. So Baroness, who has the scythe? Who has the scythe? Do you have the scythe? Do you have your scythe? Because yeah, like the scythe is worth it, but it's a conquest character. So what are you talking about? Who has the scythe just sitting around? Like, yeah, of course the scythe is worth it, but it's what, like a 17-month farm once you hit 4 million GP. So it's not, it's this, because once you get, because I said this all the time, once you get Riva and once you get the scythe, then the payoff is there. If you can get the scythe, then yeah, the payoff is there. So if you can get the ships and you get the Leviathan counter, then yeah, like if you get this Leviathan counter, yeah, absolutely, the payoff is there. But if you're just sitting there and you farm it with only Inquisitors or only GI, then it's not worth it. It's not good. So, and it's the big limiting factor for the scythe is the scythe shards a lot of the time. So if you start getting close to getting scythe unlocked, yeah, go for it. But I still think, you know, 4 GLs, 2 GL ships, by the time that you're finished with that, you should be about the time where you're you should be close to unlocking scythe unlock. Because if you have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships, if you finish my if you follow my hierarchy of needs, you weave in assault battles, then you're gonna have good income, and by the time you farm Inquisitors, it's gonna be a quick farm, because Inquisitors was not limiting to my account whatsoever. Yeah, I spent 3,200 Chirotech there. It did not slow me down. So I like finished it, and then I knocked out a whole bunch of other stuff, went into JMK, knocked out JMK, and then I'm soon finishing JMK. I'm gonna go into the bros and finish this team and then move on. So like it's not slowing my account down whatsoever. So like maybe Gungans will, I don't know. Like this is a whole lot of Chirotech right here. This is like a whole other Inquisitors farm right here. So this is a lot, but like essentially not a big deal. Not a big deal. Like because I was ready for it. But young accounts that farm Inquisitors right away struggle because the payback isn't there. And even like once you have Grand Inquisitor, it's not like, oh, you like Jedi Knight Luke, or you know, the CLS teams, or Imperial Troopers once you get Dark Trooper, and it's like, oh, guaranteed you're gonna get the CT3 for 2 assault battles. It's like you're probably still only gonna get challenge tier 2 for the assault battle, because the Grand Inquisitor team is like not good, and you need really good mods and strategy and luck to 3-star the event. So it's not, the payoff isn't there. And I get it, like it's hard to put the cart before the horse, but if the guild focuses on all their resources, getting good GLs, getting Jabba, then they all farm Riva or Grand Inquisitor at the appropriate time. You guys get like 30, 40, 50 of them. You'll finish Riva quick. You guys will get your scythe, and then you all grow together at an appropriate time. But rushing everyone to get Grand Inquisitor, and then you all slow down your growth overall, just so that you guys can start maybe getting, you know, like 15, 20 Riva shards or something. It's just, in my opinion, not worth it overall. So why do you have R9 Queenie and R8 and Master Qui-Gon? And because like you don't get anything for R9 for Queen Amidala, but you get a whole other tier of assault battle for Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. So these would be like absolutely R9s, and this would be like R8 if I had to. Honestly, I probably plan on just like R7ing her. Well, yeah, but they go together in the raid, you know what I mean? So I would finish the 2 that are required for an assault battle first, and then if you want to R9 Queen Amidala, then R9 Queen Amidala. But I would get those dudes up and running first, personally. Yeah. But I figured they would be their own team. Like I had a feeling like these 3 is all you need to get good, decent raid participation. Yeah, so I gotta be up early because I have the, what do you call it? Yeah, so I don't know. Dank, I do think you should R9 the other 2. Like one, you have the Queen R9'd, so you want the assault battle because like overall that assault battle is going to pay for itself. Thanks for the information. I don't know what information I gave you, DCU, but you're welcome. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I think personally is you should R9 them both. I'm just the stream. Yeah, so it was fun, guys. I had a lot of fun. I did want to make this a video, but I did not have the energy to not do a live video. Like it was going to be live or nothing. So yeah, so if you guys have a chance, come tomorrow, watch the 3 scoundrels in a cantina. I'll be on there. It starts at like 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll be on Twitch, so you'll see us there. Should be fun for tomorrow. I'll be a guest host. Do the new remnants change when you're going to build up DTMG? We don't know what the new so it looks like the new remnants have their own mechanics, and I don't think they're going to bleed into the new Imperial remnants. Because if you look at these Imperial remnants, right? So Imperial remnants have their own. I like Dark Trooper, he goes hard. But these the core of what these guys are doing are like blight. Like they have like blight. Oh yeah, he's a Grand Arena Omicron. Has plus 100 max health and 35 speed. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if these guys under DTMG will still be good, because maybe it's going to be like DTMG and then these guys are going to be like the offense is like all the blight. But I think once you get Captain Enoch, then that's going to be like that will feed into these kits a lot more. So I think Dark Trooper is going to stay with Veers. I think these guys will create a team, and then there's going to be a new Imperial Remnant team led by Captain Enoch, and then that's going to like have this like blight stuff, and that they're going to have their own mechanics that will feed into each other. So maybe with like Night Trooper and other stuff, like there'll be some Nightsister stuff there. But I don't think the Imperial Troopers are going to change, or the Imperial Remnant team. Right, at least right now. I still think this is still a team. The Veers Troopers are still a team. Iden's missing some people. And then I think there's going to be 2 Imperial Remnant teams. There's going to be DTMG and then the new Imperial Remnants under Captain Enoch is what I think. So, but as of right now, no, I don't think so. I think you'd be safe to build these guys together. I don't know if I would right now. You probably will need it for the, like, cause there may be for ROTE. I don't know what you'll need. So yeah, these images are still wild. Absolutely wild. It's the worst when you're on the phone. When I'm on my phone, I'm just like, it's honestly hurting my eyes because I'm trying to like focus hard to figure out what I'm looking at. I'm like, what am I looking at right now? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. It's hard. It's a hard knock life for us. Yeah, the TW is really hard. I gotta go do my attacks, by the way, in TW. All right, guys. Yeah, have fun. Have a good night. I'll see you all later, and then tomorrow morning I'll be on again for on 3 Scoundrels. So tune in there. Otherwise, watch my videos that I post. I post another roster review on there. Go watch it.